of them. You're wasting all your time and money on models. Paint what you have.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Model Club TV, episode 110. If you want to know why Scott's laughing, watch the end of the video.
You put that in the end.
It will be there. Oh, man. We made it to 110, Scott. How are you, sir? My lovely co-host.
Itchy.
You're itchy.
I got eczema. I'm itchy.
You know what? It might be. I'm very sensitive to chemicals. Is it your detergent?
No, I've gone through it all for years. Yeah.
I have found Arm & Hammer unscented is my favorite.
That's actually
go-to.
what we use.
Okay. All right.
I used to use all free and clear, and I'm like,
Yeah. All right.
nothing.
How's everybody doing? Hey, what's new, Scott? Anything?
No.
Do you enjoy the Super Bowl?
Really like that.
Idiot. This idiot. I wish I could say.
Yeah.
I didn't watch 1 second of this Super Bowl. Not one measly minute. Nothing.
Well, for those that don't know,
I hell dove the entire day.
I'm a big Tom Brady fan, so I don't want anybody to come close to any of his records. So I was kind of pulling for Philadelphia. It's not that I hate Kansas City. I just leave my man crush alone. Okay.
We went on a little adventure this weekend.
On Super Bowl Sunday?
On Super Bowl Sunday, we went out for a ride. Where'd we go, Scott?
Went to Micro Center. Bought Jason some condoms.
What?
Micro Center. Oh
my God. That's pretty funny, actually.
So, went to Micro Center. And I bought the makings of a new computer.
Okay. How much of that computer have you put together? It's been 2 days.
It's not a model kit. It's not a contest. I still have to get everything off of this computer.
You can still start putting it together. You don't have to push the power button.
Yeah.
Anyway. And then we went, also, where else did we go? We went to
a couple gaming stores.
Yes. That's Goblin, what was it? Goblin?
Well, we went to Fair Game in Downers Grove, Illinois.
Which was more of a game store, like board games.
Yeah.
Some paint, not that much hobby material. So a little review there. Not worth, for us, not worth going back to, probably.
And then we went to Goblin Games and Hobby.
Yes, which they had a nice selection of paint.
We'll give them a little shout out here.
Yep. Goblin Games and Hobby over, where at again? Bolingbrook? What is it?
Yeah, Bolingbrook. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then they were very nice in there. So I'm looking forward to maybe joining a league for some games and stuff. It's close enough to where I could drive over there. So what are you looking for?
And I bought some stuff I'll never use.
Oh, okay. What'd you buy?
Huh?
What'd you buy?
Some paint.
Oh, boy! So did I.
I'll never use it, but I have it.
You know what? I should start quizzing people to see if people know what's changed over here.
It's MIB, mint and bottle.
Mint and bottle. I got more monument. I'm over to here now. I think I have all of them except the fluorescent and metallics in the new bottles. But I think I have every paint right now. I'm a nerd. So that's okay. Let's get on with the show. Any other news?
On with the show.
We have a snowstorm coming tomorrow.
Big snowstorm. Maybe.
Other news bits. Oh, Kalamazoo, Michigan. And the Ray Harryhausen thing. We are going to be posting a date here shortly. We're going to figure that out. I know we said it. Scott's not sure if he can go yet or not. I am definitely going. But we will be sharing a date soon. I'm looking more towards March. Is kind of what we're thinking. So we'll let everybody know. And we'll get going. We were thinking this weekend coming up, but it's my dad's birthday. So we're doing that Sunday and doing some. Oh, you dissing my dad now?
Whatever. Leon the peon. Come on. Okay.
Oh, Leon the peon. I can't wait to share this. No, you've been on my mom all the time.
Oh, I've been on your mom.
I was going to say figuratively. God damn it.
What?
I hate you. And now you're ragging on my dad. Great. Just great. I did see a bunch of movies. Model of movie is going to be next week. Thursday next week. I'll post that up soon too. So those are our bits and pieces. We talked about Wonderfest last episode. It seems like we depressed a lot of people.
And given the horrendousness of the 3 minutes of the halftime show that I saw on the Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden I came up with this. Someone said next year we should live stream on Super Bowl Sunday. And I'm like, well, that'll never go over. But how about the halftime show?
I'm all for that.
The Model Club TV halftime show.
I'm all for live streaming during the entire Super Bowl because I don't care. And I'd love to give people like me a chance to do something else. So we're going to mark our dates. Scott, you and I, Super Bowl Sunday next year, live stream. Whether it's the halftime or the full game, we don't know. But it's going to happen. Joe Bello, thanks for the idea. You ready to look at some new stuff?
Sure.
Okay. Really? You don't seem...
Let's...
You don't seem... before we do that.
Oh.
Before we do that, let me, like and subscribe. I hate saying it. I sound like an idiot. We are up to around 1,650 subscribers, which is pretty crazy considering.
And every once in a while, we make a couple dollars.
Yeah. Yeah. Considering this hobby is not very big. So that's right there. Oh, I talked to Terry about the new issue. He's, pretty pleased. And I tried to get him on and he has no time right now because they're planning for their class in the next issue probably.
That information's out. We probably should include that.
Everybody head over to AFM's Facebook page. There is some information about the painting class for Terry. I think next episode we'll do that for sure. Get all the details up there if you want to join. It's got a really cool Mike Parks piece that you'll be getting as part of the class, and I'm going to be printing them, I think, for the class. So I'll have a little sneak peek at some point.
It'll be crap.
Guys, if you haven't noticed, he's trying to push buttons today. He's trying to push buttons, and I'm trying to deflect every single one of them with my Wonder Woman bracelets.
Your mom does that too. She's like,
yeah, no, she just runs and screams. I'm sure.
She screams, but she don't run.
Speaking of 3D printing, we're going to do this right off the bat for news and reviews, but Scott, make the noise. All right. First up, news and reviews. Scott, we got a box in the mail today. I was not expecting this today.
Oh, we got a box in the mail?
We got a box in there. I want to thank Jerry Frade, first of all. We'll talk more about Jerry here in a minute. We got a box. Now, I know how slow you are at things in terms of time, not mental capacity. Which is the perfect thing.
What? What's the matter?
You're going to make me say words that are going to get me in trouble. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I can't control your mind.
All right.
Make you see things.
So, hold on. I got to... My earpiece came out. Help. Yep, that's the perfect face for it. Scott, we got our resin from Fun Creole in the mail today already.
Wow.
So Jerry Frade gave our name over to Fun Creole for us to try out some resin, some 3D printing resin. So I'm going to give Scott a box. I'm going to get a box. We're going to print some things and see if we like it and do a little review and a what's in the box for Fun Creole resin. So that's pretty exciting.
Funny you should mention Fun Creole.
It's our first official,
Because
like not paid, but like sent us something to test like that.
Jerry also recommended this UV light putty
Okay.
made by the same company, and you can buy this on Amazon. It also comes with this like syringe it's not the same putty. This is a little different putty. It's a little pricey. I want to say it was about $26. Okay.
That's cheaper. So
but
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in our video probably too.
Get them both.
That's cheaper than the putty I bought from Frozen, which was super expensive, and I haven't tried it yet. So Fun Creole, thank you. I'll put links to their website down below.
And you should get this next torch. If you're going to use stuff like this,
Next torch. We'll put a link to that as well in the description. Why are you doing that? You're probably ruining your... Probably just blinded everyone. Oh, man. All right. First up, in terms of model kits, Scott, what do we got?
Okay. We have some new releases from New York 3D Creation.
Okay, pause right there. Do you want to talk about the presentation before or after?
After.
Okay.
Let me start over.
No.
Oh. All right. We have a series of new releases from Mike over at New York 3D Creations, who will be at Wonderfest, by the way, this year.
In the B room.
In the B room. Maybe. He's trying to get in the A room.
Yeah, everyone's trying to get the A room.
But he's not a big star like us. Yeah. So, but anyway, this is their new exclusive line of kits and busts from the beloved Mel Brooks classic Spaceballs.
Do you want to do this here or after?
What's that?
You know.
You love Spaceballs.
Scott?
I'm not a fan of the movie Spaceballs. That being said, though, I will say this. There are more people like Jason than me that like the movie.
And I'm impressed you've seen it. So let's just
I've never seen it all the way through. I'll be honest. But because of the subject matter, I thought this was a great idea. Okay. I mean, I don't know that there's been many, if any, Spaceball model kits.
I can't remember. There might have been the Yoda character.
Okay.
Maybe. But I can't think of any. So continue.
All right. So the first full figure that he has, and they're going to have 3 kits, is Barf. And they're going to call it Want a Snack, Boss? And included with Barf will be a resin bone box, but also a cardstock printed milk bone box you can fold and glue. Okay. And this is John Candy as Barf. And I think the likeness is really good. I mean, I have seen enough of it to know the likeness is really good.
Yes. This thing looks fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic.
All right. And all the kits are available in 1/8 and 1/6 scale. Larger scales can be done upon request, but they won't be marketed. So if you want this bigger,
Randy Van Dyke.
That can happen. And yeah, Randy Van Dyke wants everything like half scale. But so you have Barf and the
can we pause right there for a second? I think you're right. The likeness is fantastic, and it makes me wish there was like a whole line of John Candy kids. Mm-hmm. You know, like all his characters would be. You could do Uncle Buck. You could do from Blues Brothers, which I'm sure you've seen and hated. Am I right?
Blues Brothers?
Yeah.
The original?
Yeah.
I love Blues Brothers. Okay.
It is 8:51.
Let's stay
on February 11th.
8:53, but let's stay on track.
2025. Scott and I agreed on a movie. Thank you. All right. Sorry.
right, so we have Barf, Want a Snack Boss. And then the next in the series is Lone Star.
Yeah.
And now, see, this is how ignorant I am to this whole thing. Okay, I didn't even know these characters' names, but Lone Star, Han Solo. Oh, yeah, I get that. That's kind of clever. That was kind of clever. And this is called The Way of the Schwartz. And so you tell me, I'm guessing the ring has
Yes,
something.
the ring casts like a lightsaber out of the ring.
Ah, okay. Okay. And again, this is available in 1/8 and 1/6 scale. They are on New York 3D Creations website now. And the first two were sculpted by CG Verse. Lone Star and Barf were sculpted by CG Verse.
Man, it's good stuff.
Okay. And then last but not least, it's not last but not least actually, is Yogurt the doll. Adorable. Okay. And again,
Oops, there we go. Sorry.
And again, now this one was sculpted by Michael Berglund. And the three figures are all on Spaceballs the figurine plastic base with logo. Okay. And again, these are all.
And I know it's hard to see, but the face, when you zoom in on the face, go over to NY3D's website. Link will be down below. Look at the detail on the face. It's such a really good sculpture that Mike did. It's really, really good.
And we got some pictures here of the different scales. And again, 1/8 and 1/6 available. Okay. And it's just really nice. Now, the next up, we have the bust line from the same movie. Okay. And we have the Barf bust, which shows you, because I'm quite sure they probably used the same sculpt. It shows you how good this likeness is. This is a nice shot where you can see how good the likeness is. Okay. And they each have an Eagle 5 base and logo plate. Which is kind of funny when we'll get to that. So you have Barf the bust, and you have Lone Star the bust, and then there's the base. I love Uranus, the little short Winnebago thing. It is really fun. Okay.
Oh, these are great. These are great in 3D.
Next, we have Vinny the bust, which includes an optional hand with the slice that can be glued on, but it's not keyed for those that hate free floating hands on busts. It can be omitted. Both logos are included. Okay. I gotta say, and I saw the glasses are a separate piece. This, and again, Mike's been 3D printing a long time. But those glasses are 3D printed. Look, that's something, again, I'm going to go to. Try traditionally casting something like that. Okay?
Yeah.
It's never going to happen.
It would be impossible.
Okay? It is never, ever going to happen. But I got to say, and I know you're not a free-floating hand fan, but that looks okay. That looks good there.
No, I think it does. I think that works.
Okay.
If we go back to the John Candy one, that's how I think it should be. You don't have to do, and I'm not, Paul, please don't get angry with me. This is not an attack on you or Jeff. When I like to see a bust, I like to see at least one arm like in there. And I like how this is missing the one arm and it's cut like that on like kind of like on an angle. And it gives you the character. It's like, that's like me personally, my preference. I know people like the floating arm. It's just a me thing. So please don't get mad.
All right.
And then, back to the
last we have a bust Pizza the Hut.
The one I'm most excited for. Like, wow. Never, ever would I have thought someone would have done this. And this, like, what year did Spaceballs?
79? I gotta be
79. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Keep talking while I look up.
So anyway, this comes with two bases. Well, it doesn't come with two bases. It's you can get either base. Pizza Hut is on a simple pillar plinth, but there's a more elaborate pizza base available as an option for pizza alone. And we got some shots of that. It's got all the pizza ingredients on there, the green pepper and the cheese and the mushrooms.
Came out in 87.
87, huh?
I
Wow.
was in 7th grade.
And then there's also a Vinny and Pizza. They're sold as a set with the logo disc to create the Boss You're Delicious scene.
I love it. I love this. I love this so much. I want that Pizza the Hut.
And
so
Vinny
bad.
and Pizza were sculpted by Roan Farley and refined and engineered by Javi Mike at New York 3D Creations.
Great stuff.
These are also offered in quarter and third scale. They're available now. Right now. All of these are available right now at www.ny3dcreations.com. We'll put a link to go check these out. I can tell you that Mike's 3D printing is great, and I think this line will do really good for him.
Yeah, the Pizza the Hut scene in the movie where, like, if people haven't seen Spaceballs, Pizza the Hut is like melting on screen. It looks like they just threw pizzas on this dude while they were filming, and you have the mushrooms falling off and the cheese dripping and like all the goo, and it captures that wonderfully. And it's really well done. Oh my.
So there you go.
Yeah,
New York
stuff.
3D Creations, man, send us a lot. Now, before we move on.
Oh, here comes the whipping. The spanking.
Okay, here comes the whipping to the rest of you kid producers out there. Okay. New York 3D Creations was nice enough. They sent us a zip file. Okay. With all these photos in it, numbered 1 through, I forgot how many, to the end. Okay.
In the order they would like.
In the order. Well, I'm not going to say the order they would like, but I'm going to say in the order of the narrative that they also sent us with all the information on. Okay. So kudos to Mike and NY3D Creations. Okay. I wish more of you clowns would do this rather than do like Mark Worthling and send me something that like
he goes, wait, you guys have a podcast? Here, I'll send you
have a podcast. You're recording tonight. So
and please don't take this as a bashing, but yes, it is helpful. And we've talked about, especially like episodes like last episode where we're struggling to find things. Every episode
should have Mike on to give a lesson as to how he did this. For
episodes come out on the 15th and the 30th. We usually record the week before. So if you could, or a couple days before even, depending on what's going on, I don't even care. Send us stuff. It's hard for us to go and gather everything and then get all the information right. And then we're backpedaling because I'm an idiot most of the time and screw things up. Everyone knows that.
Well, and I'm friends with Mike, who runs New York 3D Creations. So I've seen a lot of this stuff. And I asked him, I said, hey, can we show this in the next episode? And he's like, oh, I'm putting something together for you. I'll send it to you, the next day or so. I said, oh, okay. And I get this zip file with all this stuff in it. I'm like blown away. So it was like, thanks, Mike. That was fantastic.
Well, we get to do it for the next person too, because
he did the same thing.
Jerry Frade always sends us pictures with a wonderful little text area, and it works perfect. So Jerry sent us his new kit, Cochise. Excellent. Here we go. Hello, Model Club TV. I just released the new Warriors kit this week. Cochise, played by the late David Harris. Kit was sculpted by the very talented Arthur Vergne. I can't remember. Damn it. Vergne. 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 How do you say that last name? Vern. I'm going to say Vern. G's silent. Kit was sculpted by the very talented Arthur Vern from V3D. Engineered by NY3D Creations. Look at that. Another NY3D. Produced by Just Paint It! Exclamation point. Kit is available in 2 scales, 1/8 for $65 plus shipping, and $110 for the 1/6 scale plus shipping. And there's the 2 scales right there. A bus version will be available soon for all you bus painters. You can always reach me at justpaintit@myyahoo.com or my Facebook page. Thank you, Jerry Fraid. So I'm going to put those links up down below. And there is, like, for those Warrior fans out there, he is continuing this line. And it's just, I think, perfect. Well done again, Jerry. This is fantastic. And I'm glad you're putting these kits out. Again,
is this a sneak peek of the next one?
Yeah, we have a sneak peek of the next Warriors kit coming up. And just like the Spaceballs thing, no one did this before. Mm-hmm. And again, the beauty of 3D printing is allowing that to happen because you can run them in low runs and be okay with it. So, wow. And again, try casting that beadwork from its hair. You know, it's so cool. And then here's the sneak peek. The next one. For those of you know, you know. There we go. Thank you, Jerry. All links and everything will be down below.
Next kit we're going to put up here is the second in the series of 1/8 scale triple bust kits. The first was Frankenstein. That was done a few years back. That had the Doctor and Fritz on it. And this is a triple bust set. The Creature Confrontation. And it is a 1/8 scale triple bust set. Sculptor's Jeff Yeager. Concept design Mike Calvert. And the producer, of course, is Typhon Studios.
Typhon.
Release date estimated Q2, the second quarter, limited edition to 100 copies. Price, and I believe this is in pounds, so you're going to have to do the conversion. I should have, but I didn't. 165 plus shipping and handling. Mike told me he's discovered a new 3-day service to the USA and Canada with FedEx that should keep the shipping cost from the UK to no more than, again, 35 pounds, Great Britain, you know, so you got to do that conversion. Shipping within the UK be 12 pounds, also via FedEx, so that's definitely a positive. So that's coming from Typhon.
A very creature-centric episode.
And so we'll go through the photos. And this is fun. This is
I really like the likeness on the Doctor. What's his name? I forget the character's name.
Yeah, you know what? Was that Jeff Carlson or Apgar? One of the two. I forget the actor who this one particular one is.
I think that's a really good likeness on him.
Yeah, it is, and I like the scuba mask up like that, and the Julie kind of not happy, you know. Be cool to see this painted because this is again one of those like the Julie Adams is that it's hard to tell till it's painted sometimes.
Yeah,
and then when it's painted, you go, wow, that's really
I like the little detail that spear gun too. That's a really nice little
a little spear gun on the base.
Yep.
Yes. So
the creature too. The creature's likeness looks great. Everything like the
Jeff
scale detail.
Good creatures.
Yeah,
but I just think it takes so long. I don't think he likes doing it. Yeah. Maybe he does. Maybe he don't care. I don't.
Yeah. The scales are nice.
But
cool.
Again, another nice piece coming from Typhon.
Well done. All right.
Okay.
And then
we have another Typhon kit coming.
Ooh.
And this is the monster sculpted by Robert Price, quarter scale full bust.
I have not seen this yet.
And again, this is estimated Q2 of 24. I think that was a typo, Mike. I think that was 25.
We're going back in time.
If it's 24, it's really late. This is not a limited edition. The price will be, again, 95 pounds, Great Britain price, plus shipping and handling. Again, do the conversion. I didn't do it. I'm a bad person. That and it changes every day. So it's, But 2 kits coming from Typhon, Mike Calvert. And good to see he's
I always like that pose too. Like
back out. Yeah. And that's Robert Price did the old resin crypt kit with the Doctor mixing the potion. That's the same sculptor there. I like this base.
I was just gonna say, thanks for mentioning. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like the base with the stairway coming down.
Very nice forced perspective base.
Yes.
I really, really like that base.
And nameplate. I like the nameplate too.
Yeah. Good stuff.
And yeah, it's really awesome.
Cool. We haven't had something from Typhon in a while. That's good to see.
No, I know Mike was moving. There were some medical issues, I believe. I don't want to go too far into it because I don't know that much about it, but I think he's back on track. So
cool.
There we go. Everything's looking good.
All right. And then you can do this one. You're doing such a good job today. I'm going to let you keep going.
I know. I'll do it all. So I saw this. I got a hold of the good folks there at Stan Arts. And this is their latest release. This will be all 3D printed. The Tusken Raider. And
I cannot.
Yeah, this is amazing. Now it's going to be available in 2 scales. Half scale will be 175. And that bust will measure approximately 13 inches high and consist of 17 parts.
Dude, okay. I've said this before, and I hope no one's. Let me go. I'm going to show you more pictures in a second.
Okay.
But I really hope. I hope no one of importance watches our show. Because this is so good that he could get in trouble with this.
Let's hope he does.
You know, like this. If you look at that cloth, I'm just zooming in right here. The cloth looks like frickin' cloth. Like,
yes.
My God. And the smooth parts, the machine parts are so smooth. And just, I think when we showed a sneak preview of this, I talked about the different textures that you get to have fun in the weathering. There is so much cool stuff to paint on this that this is a painter's dream, and it doesn't look like it's going to be hard to put together.
And one thing that Laura sent me is where those things kind of button down on that crosspiece.
Yeah.
How they curl up. Okay, that's sculpted that way. That's not a defect. They're sculpted that way, like, you know, the cloth would curl up like that.
Yeah, because you know why? I'll bet I'm right. They use that cheap kind of fake patent leather stuff for costumes, you know, like in the 70s, and those things would curl up like that. And I'll bet that's probably why it was doing that. Is man.
So they'll soon be printing. They haven't printed the quarter scale version yet, but they'll post some comparison pics when they do.
For 175. Why would you go?
It's going to be 175.
Yeah. Why would you go anything less?
110 plus shipping.
Dude, go half scale. Everybody, come on. Okay. I'm buying this. They'll be getting.
This is really
the other thing. If you notice in the part picture here, you're not using, like, you get enough resin for what you need. They didn't add the back of that chest piece is really thin.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not wasting extra, and that's how they're keeping the price down, I think. Like, I cannot say enough good stuff about this. It is just.
I can't either. I know they had a tough year last year, and all I can say is let's support these folks. They're good people.
Man.
And David is a very talented guy. He can sculpt in clay.
Then the other side of this is
he can paint. Yeah.
I kind of hope someone of importance watches this show one day and sees David's talent and hires him to do, like, movie. Like, he is one of the best sculptors I think this hobby has ever seen. And
I know he's very meticulous.
Yeah.
And I don't want to use the word slow, but
no,
but that's okay. I mean, look at the results.
What's the right word for that? Not slow. Meticulous.
Meticulous.
Yeah, that's
meticulous.
Man.
Takes his time to get it right. And he got this right.
So. Oh, I'm just staring at it. And it's like my favorite character from Star Wars, the first Star Wars. This thing was so scary in the movie.
Well, and it was the only, like, was it the only
other than some of the, like, creatures from the cantina, but man.
Was it the only, like, because that one came out in the Jaws era of jump scares. I think that was the only jump scare in the whole movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, and it was like,
and then watching them walk with the banthas through the binoculars, the rangefinder things, and you kind of didn't get Nowadays they would have, and they did it. They flesh out the Tusken Raiders and all that. They were so mysterious in that first movie. It was just, man. And this captures that. Well done, guys and girls. Wow. Yeah, help support everyone. Links will be down below. Stan Arts, great people, great stuff. Then, I didn't show one last picture. The side view. Look at that.
Yeah, that's where you can see that piece is thin.
Man.
But
all right.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a trip to Japan, Scott. What do you say?
Oh no, that would be China, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
We got a Japanese song.
I'm turning Japanese.
And that's about jerking off, I think, isn't it? That song's about masturbation.
I wouldn't know. You, of course, would know.
I know. Winter Wonder Festival happened, and I love when we get this because we get some updates. So we had to we had to go and scour the internet for pictures to try and capture some of this, and just like Steve Iverson did, and then put his name on those pictures, which we'll be using. So thank you, Steve, for some of those pictures that we'll be seeing here in a second. But Winter Wonder Festival, there's one in the summer. Winter Wonder Wonder Festival is a lot like our Wonderfest here in the States, but dwarfs the size of the United States Wonderfest. If you head on over to the Wonderfest Japan, Wonder Festival Japan, they have the dealer list. It's hard to read because a lot of it's in Japanese, but man, there's a lot. So we like to take a tour around the X Plus booth this time, twice a year. And there's some little cool things that happen. So let's go right into it, Scott. And first up, Metaluna Mutant's coming. What do you think?
Really nice.
Yes. Yes, it is. Having painted 2 of those big heads, that's every bit as nice as those big heads from Brokaw. That likeness, and it's just, I think it's perfect. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. You can't look at this and say, oh, that's wonky, or this isn't the right size. I think this is dead on awesome looking. And well done once again, X Plus.
Yep.
This mutant's great.
And hopefully we'll have the bride by the time we air next time too.
Yeah. And here's some pictures from Cult TV, man, that he had on. Man, it is a cool piece. Let's go full screen on that.
Steve, don't sue us. We're sorry.
Yeah, don't sue us.
Credit. We're giving you credit, gosh darn it.
There, head on over to culttvmanshop.com and pre-order.
Oh, you probably pre-order this one.
Probably can.
And order any other X Plus kits he has.
Yes.
Because
I know we're waiting for some. The Bride is one coming up.
The Bride. As soon as he gets the Bride, I got 2 coming. So.
And then up next. So these are where I got excited. So Scott has no idea what this one is. Do you, Scott?
No, but it's pretty.
Yeah, it is pretty. So this is a translation issue. So I never know exactly what to call it because it is spelled Sirene. But the reason it's spelled that way is because it's supposed to be spelled Silene, but in Japan, the L's are hard to pronounce. So it always comes out Sirene. And so when they type it out, it's in everything it's spelled Sirene, but I think it's supposed to actually be Silene. So you'll see it both ways. And this is from the anime Devilman. And this character, if you've been in the Garage Kit hobby for any amount of time, you've seen this around. And this is beautiful. I have an old Volks vinyl kit of this. And if you look, I purposely picked this picture right here. Because if you look at her ankle, that's how thin the Volks vinyl kit was. And it did not stand up ever. And it would bend and tip. And there was no way to do it. So to get this in plastic, like this, with this much craziness going on with it, with those wings that are way out there, I cannot wait to have one of them.
Hopefully it's going to be plastic. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, if that's vinyl, I'll be upset. I'm pretty sure it's plastic. We don't know. But looking at it, I have a feeling this is a 3D print prototype, is my guess. But man, this is exciting to see. The next thing that happened And is it the next picture? No. This is the next Gamera, the Gamera 2, which is pretty cool. Again, these are small kits. The first Gamera 3 that I had, it's up here, they're small kits. They're not big kaiju kits.
But what's going on here with the shell?
I don't know. I don't know if it's an added part, but if you look at the part breakdown, like I saw a different if you look in the background, this is also a Cult TV Man picture. If you look at the picture in the background, the shell is made out of individual pieces that you have to put together.
Yeah.
So I think they just kind of didn't get it all together.
But it looks like there's an arm coming out of it or something.
And that's my other guess, is I don't think that's arm is, they don't have it glued together for some reason. I have a feeling so they could take it apart and show somebody something, is my guess. How the part fits. That's what I'm thinking. Or they're still machining it and they're using that. I don't know. But some people will go, oh, it's too small. But if you want to make a good diorama, a smaller kaiju kit is sometimes better, because then you're not taking up shelf space with a giant base and destroyed buildings. Which brings me to this picture here. They also have a Legion coming out, and someone took the Gamera 2 and the Legion kit and made a pretty cool small diorama of the airport base, I think it was, in the movie, or military base, airport. And it's pretty cool to see. It would be nice to know if they're going to be releasing those model kits to make that base, or if that's just something that somebody built. But again, we're stuck at the mercy of trying to watch this stuff like fourth hand from other stuff. Set up, Scott. And then up next, this is the one I'm probably most excited for. And people will be like, what is this? This is Rey from Evangelion. And she's got the Lance of Longinus. And if you watch, if you're an Evangelion fan like I am, you know exactly what you're looking at. And to see this in plastic with that spear, this excites me, because I'm thinking they might do other Evangelion kits of the Angels. X Plus, if you watch the show, please make a plastic Sakiel. I need that in my life. A nice big Ultraman style, crazy destroyed base Sakiel. Please, please, please do that. But I'm excited for this. This is just right up my alley. Can't wait to have it. And wow. So other Evangelion fans, I hope you're right there with me. Then we're going to go over some painted pictures of the Universal kits. And again, thank you to Cult TV Man for some of these photos. We have a painted Wolfman, which I'm not sure we saw up until this point. I didn't know how I would like the fog piece. What do you think, Scott?
I'm still not a fan. And it's not that the sculpt, anything wrong with the sculpt.
It's grown on me a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all right.
It's all right. I'm glad you can take it off. It's grown on me a little seeing it painted, but I probably won't use it. But and honestly, and
I'm going to tell you, this is the best styrene Wolfman kit you're ever going to see.
Dude, I'm going to get to that. Yes. Not even styrene. I would say kit ever. What's a better Wolfman? You going to piss off Tony? Come on.
No, this is best Wolfman ever, Tony.
I honestly can't think of a better Wolfman. This thing is, and I know you're picky on but this, I love the tippy toes. I love the way he's looking. Like, just everything about this is awesome. The tree, the crop, like that bait, like, just love it. And then we have just some other painted ones. We have the Wolfman with the bride, then the monster there with the equipment.
So I'm wondering if the monster and bride bases interlock.
I'm wondering that too. Actually, wait, maybe we could determine that. If you look, that wood base that the bride is on looks different than, I'll have to go back and check. But yeah, maybe it does. Maybe they do go together. They're pretty cool. This is great stuff.
Ooh, there's the Wolfman in black and white.
Yeah,
or is that just the print? That's just the print.
Yeah, that's just the print.
Yeah, that's really nice.
And then if you see in the background of two of these, there's the Red Sonja that's coming out as well. That's kind of like an anime Red Sonja. I think I pre-ordered it somewhere. just to have, because I like the base on that's really cool. Actually. A lot of stuff going on. So X Plus once again killing it with their stuff. And then
Thanks again, Steve Iverson. Even though we
Yes.
didn't ask permission,
Yeah.
please don't get mad at us. We'll plug you.
It was hard to find.
Cult TV Man, Hobby Shop. Steve stocks most of this X Plus stuff, if not all of it.
Yeah.
And his service is good, and yeah, it's impeccable actually. So,
and then 3D print roundup for my Patreons that I'm on. Ina over at Dyklick Art has a shorty coming out from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And this is going to wrap around to something else. This is fantastic. Again, Ina has been killing it lately. And I'd love to see if she's going to continue this series with all the Killer Clowns. Fantastic. Like, how cool is that? It's so awesome. Cool. All right. Did you get anything in the mail, Scott?
Yeah, I know we previewed this, but I did get my Elsa, Bride of Frankenstein. Cast by Paul, not sold by Paul, but cast by Paul. I think we had the information in the last episode. Again, look at the hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me go to just you. There we go.
Jeff just really knocked this out. Okay. And whoever did the nameplate did a great job. But yeah, I love this piece.
Cool. I got something now, and I want to go to my overhead cam because it'll be easier to show. All right, real quick. So I got this from Mike Swisstack, and this is the Demogorgon, and it's one of his amazing, just wall hangers, amazing little painter pieces. Demogorgon from Mike Swisstack, 2025. You can head on over to his Etsy page to see these things, but check out that detail. Like, there is some really cool stuff in there. Amazing little painter pieces. There is zero cleanup on here at all. So if you're interested in just something really simple, nice, you probably knock this out on a Saturday afternoon. I was kind of confused when I saw this. I didn't know this was a baby face at first because I was looking at it this way and it almost looked like a vagina to me. And Mike had to explain. It's his rendition of the Giger baby. So we have that on there, which looks a lot like the Giger baby. So well done there, Mike. So the Demogorgon, absolutely love this piece. Really, really cool. So I got this one from Mike over on his Etsy page, and it works really well. It goes really smooth over there. And I also picked up this piece, his Baba Yaga. I like a good witch. And this, again, same thing. Perfectly nice and smooth. Got a peg so you can post it. He does sell a base where you can put these up on, but you can do your own. You can put a little magnet, drill the hole, maybe make a bigger magnet. But again, great painter pieces. I just noticed this the other day. The necklace is this bird skeleton. And how cool is that? But if you just want to play around painting details and textures and eyeballs and creepy stuff, I mean, you can't go wrong with these two things. So well done, Mike. These are great. There we go.
Man, so you got a lot of links to put up.
Yeah, we do. Here, Scott, did you see it before or no?
Yeah, I saw the
that.
picture.
Okay. So that's that, and then the witch. Cool paint. Mike is sending us one piece I almost bought. He's sending us some giveaways for next episode. A shorty, Killer Clown Bust, and Batman. So we'll have some more stuff to give away from Mike. So thank you, Mike. Head on over there. All right. Up next, you'll notice a discrepancy in the lighting and some clothing. I tried to keep, continuity.
I shower every day.
I don't. We were waiting for something to come in the mail. Scott got it in the mail, and we'll get to that in 1 second. We also have a sneak peek from Nostalgic Resin Productions here before this. And let me hit that button. We have Popeye. Not the animated Popeye, but the live action Robin Williams, Shelley Duvall Popeye, which by the look on Scott's face, he thoroughly enjoyed.
Another horrible movie. Okay? Another horrible.
No, that movie is not horrible. It is not at all. And for those of you who follow Red Letter Media, they did a really good they call them reviews of older movies where they go back and watch movies they haven't watched in a long time. And it's a great listen. So check that out. Maybe I'll find a link for that down below. But I really liked this movie as a kid. It was because I was like in first grade, I think, when it came out, or second. So it was one of those like it's a kid movie to me. So
You got Spaceballs, you got this,
Yeah.
you got King Kong 76.
yeah.
All right. Your childhood destroyed you. Okay.
But as far as the kit goes, I don't think there's been some Popeyes done, but there's never been this Popeye done. So it's good to see what they're doing over there. I think this is close to the final version. I'm not sure. We'll get no details are available yet. He just put it up the other day. So Nostalgic Resin Productions, go and follow them over on Facebook. All right, Scott, what'd you get in the mail?
Well, I got in the mail today from our good friends at, in case your button don't work.
Pestilence Labs. But you know what? Let me test that button. I wonder if it does work. Friends, Pestilence Labs.
Now, as you know, for some reason, they've had a little quality control problem when things get shipped to me. So I think they hired a new shipping manager. And I did get the special non-broken edition for a change.
Nice.
Okay.
Congratulations.
All right.
Who do you think their new hire is? The button did work, by the way. I just had to...
I think their new hire is the same person it was. I just was being sarcastic. Okay. So, we have... I'm going to hold them up, but we have pictures of the built one. We have...
Oh.
A riot. He's an ugly thing. Inspector Kemp. The next one in the Young Frankenstein. And I'm going to see if I can zoom in on this a little bit. I don't know if it'll show real well with the lighting.
Yeah. Another fine addition to the
sculpt.
series. Yeah.
Beautiful sculpt. And I want to point out a few things about this sculpt as I almost dropped it.
Oh.
So, first thing I want to point out is it comes with nothing. No, hold on.
What'd you
You can
lose?
see, my name's not Walker. I didn't lose anything.
Okay.
Comes with these
I don't like your subtle digs.
3D printed arrows. And 3D printed by Mr. Worthling himself. And I gotta say, nice job, Mr.
Okay,
Worthling.
no, hold on. Take one of those out. Are those needles? How are they? What is the point?
The point? So in the movie, when he's playing darts,
No, not
sticks them all in his arm.
No, I don't mean the point of it.
Oh.
I mean, what is the point made out of? Like, what is the actual? Is it a 3D printed point or is it a piece of metal?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
No.
wow. Okay. So everybody,
That's what I'm saying.
Be careful with those points. They'll be probably
These are 3D printed.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Now this is what's cool.
That's funny. What's the point?
What's the point, idiot?
You're
This
the
is
idiot.
the arm piece. This is the arm piece, and you see they have the holes in there.
Nice.
So and I'm just going to test fit one.
So can I ask you, as a molder and caster, how do you do that?
My guess on this is he drilled these.
Ah, okay.
Because this would rip out.
That's what I'm
quick.
saying. That would just pull. Yeah, okay. So maybe he just has a mark there where he knows to drill. Okay.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie too.
So I'm going to put this picture up.
when
Scott,
he
you have a
takes it
little.
up-
You have a thing to admit to here with this picture.
What's that?
You just told me.
Oh well, yeah. So we're getting there. I'm getting there.
Okay.
So it comes with these, the bag of darts. Bag of darts. Remember that Saturday Night Live skip? Johnny Bag of Glass, and it was
No.
he was reviewing Christmas presents for kids. Aykroyd.
Oh yeah,
the bag of broken glass.
I like the fish in the blender. That one. I remember that one.
That Bassomatic, yeah.
Yeah.
So it also comes with the monocle, printed solid and clear, with the chain.
Okay.
Now this is gonna be really fragile to get this chain in there, just so you know. So be careful. Okay, and then it includes a little instruction sheet about how to attach this chain. Now, this is where it got me. So I'm
All right,
looking at the
putting
monocle.
picture up.
I'm looking at the monocle, and I'm looking at the pictures of the built-ups that I gave you there. And I realized the joke of the monocle being on his eye that was patched that I never noticed in the movie.
I think it doesn't it switch
And
back
I've seen
and
that
forth?
movie 20 times. Okay. And I've never noticed that gag. So I'm wondering if anyone else has ever not noticed it.
But I'm trying to remember. I think
I
it's doesn't he switch it back and forth between? Or is that another
don't
movie?
know. Because every picture I found today.
Okay, yeah. So it is. I
had
think I'm
it
thinking of a
over.
different movie
Okay.
where the monocle switches between the two eyes.
So anyway, I know the hump changes.
Yeah,
This
the hump
also
changes.
comes
That's
with
what
a
I'm
little-
thinking of.
Another little accessory for the base, and that's a dart. And again, there's holes in it to
Put the darts.
you can put darts in there. Now, this is gonna make you crazy. Also comes with one of these little holders, so you can put that in and display it in front of the base.
Wow. Did he print
And
that
I'm
too?
just looking at you going, I could print that. No, this is bought. This is
Okay.
store bought. Yeah. But still, cool. Nice
Yeah, Mark,
little
you could have
addition.
printed those on an FDM.
And
then
then
Scott would put it up on his
the
shelf to
last
do
thing
the
you
exact
get-
opposite with it that he was supposed to do with it.
And the last thing you get is a nice certificate of authenticity signed by Mark Worthling. Who needs it? Okay. And
We have some
There you
pictures, some build-up pictures. You want to introduce those?
I would if I was looking at the slideshow.
It's Jeff Martin. Jeff, you just sent him to me. Jeff Martin painted
Jeff Martin.
this. Yes.
Did a nice job on this. And there's some color photos of this paint job on the Pestilence site too, which are just as impressive.
Cool.
And then the other gentleman I sent a picture of was David Gator did this other.
So who did black and white? David Gator? Jeff Martin's color?
No, David Gator did the color one and Jeff Martin did the black and white one.
Okay.
But there are some nice color photos of Jeff Martin's on the Pestilence site.
All right. So head on over there. Pestilence Labs. Get the link down below.
Anyway, so
Cool.
there's our re-record.
Do you want to give the little hint maybe about something given away?
Well, in the future, there might be one of these given away.
Oh, so stay tuned, everyone. Stay tuned.
But it'll be a while because I want Mark to get through his list.
Yes.
So if you
Yeah,
bought
we're not
one
giving
from
one
Mark,
away while people are waiting.
fine.
Our guest this episode is someone that I came across in one of the groups who posted their build of a Creature from a Black Lagoon kit from Mobeus Models, where he's holding the girl and has the Paisleys on her shirt. And it's one of those kits I'm like, I don't feel like painting the Paisleys. So when I saw it done well, I was like, we got to talk to this guy. And the other thing I noticed, it was very, very painterly style with lots of colors kind of mixed in. And I thought it would be interesting to hear what they had to say. So our guest this episode is Keith Piepenbrink. And the weird thing is, he lives 5 minutes from my house. We live in the same town. Did not know this. We didn't even know each other exist. He had no idea the podcast even existed. And he's an amazing painter by himself as a painting, not model kids, painters of horror creatures. So enjoy this quick little interview, a deep dive with Keith on his creature kit, and we'll talk to you afterwards. All right, everybody, we are back with Keith Piepenbrink. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
All right, Piepenbrink.
Yes.
So this is a pretty cool, this is weird. Let's just say this. You live about 2 minutes from my house and we did not know each other. Scott doesn't know. We were all in the same area and didn't know each other existed. So welcome to the show, Keith. This is awesome. So I reached out to Keith. He had posted, you might not know, like, who's Keith? What's going on? If you noticed on some of the boards, what Facebook groups do you belong to, Keith? Do you know that you kind of frequent?
Many of them. Svengoolie is one of them. Art horror, Halloween. Oh gosh, yeah, I'd have to look at my phone, but I'm probably on about a dozen.
In terms of model
different-
ones, which ones do
different
you
ones
like?
that do
Yeah.
model ones. this was really, I had just joined this one.
Really?
It came up. Yeah. The
Parts Pit?
pits. Or
Parts
whatever.
Pit?
Yeah.
Okay.
It had just come up and I was like, oh, what the heck? I'll throw, picture of one of my models and, God knows I got a lot of them. So yeah, posted it on there and my God, it's blown up. I think at last number, it was like 692 people have looked at it, liked it, loved it, made a comment.
That's
So,
fantastic.
yeah.
That is
So,
really cool.
yeah.
So they don't even know what we're talking about yet. So you posted a creature kit.
I did
a
bring
build
it
on
in
there.
here with me too. So
Okay,
yes,
cool.
My little. So it is me.
Okay. So let's talk about the kit first of all. So he posted this
Yeah.
kit and I'm like, you know what? That's painted very well. And I want to talk to this guy about how you did it. And the first thing I noticed about it, and I want to be doing more of these episodes like this, is it seemed very painterly to me. And then when you sent pictures of your collection and you had actual paintings of horror pictures and stuff, I was like, oh, it makes sense. He did this with a brush. Did you use airbrush at all? When we get to that, I want to. No. Okay, good. Because that was what I thought, and I wanted to go through that.
But never used it.
Okay, perfect. So let's talk about you. How'd you get into all this kind of stuff?
Oh, man, I'm 65 years old now. I got into horror at a young age. My younger brother, actually, Famous Monsters of Filmland. He had the magazine and monster books, and I just thought it was the coolest thing. And I remember I'd go through the TV guide to find out what horror movies were on. And back in the days when you didn't have a VCR, you had to set the alarm for whatever time that movie was coming on, and you got up and watched it. So, and I've always been into art. So yeah,
there you go. Scott is showing you his inspiration.
Oh yes. Okay. Yep, definitely remember that.
So you guys are very close in age. So you're right in the same.
Whoa.
Same right there.
Whoa. 61 is not close to 60.
So that's 4 years, dude. That's nothing. That's legal if you were
That's
dating.
like a whole generation beyond me.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Well, I like to say I'm 65, but if you took the 6 and the 5 and added it up, it's 11, and that's usually about what I act like. So,
I get the same. So so you Famous Monsters turned into kits. How?
Well, when the Aurora kits came out, I had those, and true story. My mom got heavy into religion, which is crazy. I work at a church and everything, but mom got heavy into religion and threw out all my Aurora models because she felt they were demonic. And I was like, wow. Oh, no. So I ended up having to later in life, find, new ones,
No.
So yeah. And, when I told her, I said, yeah, you threw all those out, and she didn't believe it. And I go, yeah, you claim they were demonic. And it was like, I don't know how the Frankenstein monster or the creature from the Black Lagoon, Wolfman, I don't know how any of those are considered demonic. So, yeah.
How devastating was that for your childhood?
Yeah, you can't imagine, how bad that was. And especially knowing that it was like, it's a piece of styrene. There's nothing demonic about this. So yeah, I've since guilted her, over that. But
did you get it to replace them?
Oh yeah, I did. I remember it was 1983. I had just gotten married, and I was doing landscaping, and I stopped in a comic book shop, and this was out in the Dalton Riverdale area, and I go in there, and they had a bunch of Aurora model kits unopened. And so, oh God, it was like, yeah, I had to spend my money on that right away. So yeah, I got into that.
Do you remember what comic shop that was?
No, God, I've been married for 42 years.
Oh man, Scott, what comic shops were out that way?
Now there was, I want to say Amazing Fantasy.
Yeah,
but I would have been surprised if they had Aurora models, but maybe because I shopped there from 81 on, and they started out, they were in Wentworth in Calumet City across from the park.
Yeah.
And then they moved to the location on Sibley for years.
Yeah.
And then
is that Castaways? Is that what you're talking about? Where Castaways is? The bowling alley?
That was farther
Okay.
farther east.
I love having a South
Farther
suburb
west.
conversation that no one else in the audience is going to even give a crap
Everybody else
about.
like, what the hell are they talking about? Yeah.
So when you got these originally, were they the long box, or were you old enough that you were building glow kits? When you were
I wouldn't even have remembered. I just remembered the covers, and the beautiful artwork that was on those. But I will say too, when I first had those Aurora models, you painted them with the tester's paints, which to me that's sacrilegious, because they shouldn't be glowing. They shouldn't be that shiny,
Yeah.
You paint the Frankenstein monster and it's like, is he wearing a tuxedo? Because that coat is just too shiny, kind of thing. So, and that's when I learned it was like, no, you go with acrylics, because acrylics, they dry fast and you can do a lot with them. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
So after that, did you, like most people that we have on here that talk about this, they kind of fell away from modeling for a while because of girls and cars? Or did you keep going with it?
I always was into monsters and models. And then the one that really took me over the edge was I was at a Fangoria convention and I won a bidding contest and I got the Freddy Krueger Screaming kit. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And this was back when eBay was still kind of new. And I spent a lot of time on eBay.
The glory days of early eBay were the absolute best.
Yeah, and you could get things for a decent price.
Yeah.
So yeah, some of the finds were just amazing. So
okay,
yeah.
I have a couple questions then. Did you go to Don's Hobby World ever in Glenwood?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah. So
yes.
Okay, cool. So we went to the same hobby shop too. That's
and then was he the same fella? Did he? No, there was a fella that moved out into Tinley Park, and his store was just a hot mess.
That was Orland Hobbies.
That was Orland Hobbies. Yes.
That dude had the most models in the world, train sets, you name it, everything. But it was like, how does he?
Dude,
it looked like this pile of boxes back here.
So then when he left Orland, he left because he had creditors chase. He wasn't paying bills and shit.
Oh, okay.
So he left. He opened up
an attitude.
He opened up on
up across. It was in Payless, wasn't it? Not Payless.
Yes, because I remember going to the Payless store too.
Well, he opened one on was it 111th? Okay, down closer to Craples. You know where Craples is, Jason?
No.
Steakhouse. And he was there, and I only went there once, and then he moved from there to Southwest Highway in Payless.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Last place he was.
I remember that one.
And he had birds all over the place in there, screeching. The place was a crap hole, but yeah, you could find stuff there. Ed was his name.
He had great kits of everything.
He did. That's where I got some of my first like actual garage kits was in that place. Because at Don's I got all the Screaming stuff. That's where I got my first Pinhead and all the like Cenobites and stuff. What was the hobby shop in South Holland? Do you guys remember? It was right off the expressway.
It was just South Holland Hobby. That's where I got some Aurora kits.
Yeah, that's where I would get miniatures, and I had my first like miniature in a case there. Like
he was a jerk. The guy that owned that place.
The owner or the other dude that ended up working at Don's?
No, the owner. His name was Mike, and he was just a jerkweed.
There is something about comic shop owners and hobby shop owners that, but okay, that's cool. We're going to show some of your collection. What do you like to collect? Because you sent these pictures and I'm like, oh, this is a pretty nice collection you got going on.
Thanks. Creature from the Black Lagoon is definitely one of my favorite monsters of all time. There's just nothing wrong about it. And, when they keep talking about they want to remake it, it's like, and they've had ideas for how they would revision. And it's like, don't. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I believe I have a Steve Wang, head one where he kind of reimagined it. And it's a cool model, but it's like, no, I still like the original.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
It's tough. Like, did you see the
Leave
Universal?
Well enough alone.
Right. I get there's a way to refine it and make it look a little more modern, but throwing crazy pointy teeth in his mouth is not the way to do it. So did you see the new pictures out of Universal, like their version of the new creature for the ride that they have going on down there?
Ugh.
It does not
No.
It's not the creature.
Yeah. Again, it's like, just leave it the way it
It's
was.
right. It's perfect.
That's what we all love.
Yes. Even for back then, it's one of those suits that is just almost perfect for what it is. You
Until
don't have
the third
to change
movie
much.
when they made him look like Mike Tyson.
That's true. He does kind of
Where
look
the
like
eyes get. Yeah. Well, actually, in the second, the sequel, first sequel, it's like the eyes are weird.
They are.
What the hell?
They are.
But
I think the only way to really make it look better is just make the suit less look like a suit, so it doesn't get those weird folds in it. Like you could make it more skin tight and do it. But as far as the creature goes, do you have a favorite creature model?
Yeah, I haven't posted it yet, but it was one I got off of eBay that somebody else had built, and I didn't care for the way they painted it, but the diorama that they had it on was pretty cool. So I ended up, I won that on eBay, got it, and then repainted it. And the important part for some people, his lips aren't quite red in the repaint that I did.
We're going to talk about
lipstick.
That. We are going to talk about that when we get there. I'm going to show some more pictures of your collection here.
Sure.
Here's the Screaming Cenobites. A lot of Screaming kits in there, which we probably got at the same point.
Which are closer to demonic than the Auroras.
Right. Those are actual demons.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you remember what year that Fangoria convention was? Was it 92 by chance? Because at the Odeum in Villa Park?
No. Although I did a 30 by 40 pen and ink drawings of all kinds of monsters. And Tony Timpone from Fangoria, the editor, him and Michael Berryman signed it. And Tony, I still have Tony's signature on there saying bloody good job.
Oh, man.
But Michael Berryman goes to sign it, and I wasn't done with this thing. And he's got his big old signature on my illustration. I'm like, shit, what am I going to do? So I ended up taking a piece of illustration paper and gluing it over his autograph. And it's the Invisible Man that I did on there. So, but yeah, no, it was before that because Bruce Campbell was at this one, and it was downtown Chicago.
Okay.
So
in this picture, I have some of your actual paintings because I want people to see these too. Your monsters paintings, and there's that monster around the corner. There's like you can see the Phantom down at the bottom. You see the different monster heads, and then the Nightmare Before Christmas ones. You did those too? Yeah. Wow. So we have an actual good painter on here.
That Nightmare Before Christmas, that's part of like my art cabinet. And a neighbor was throwing that cabinet out. And so I was like, oh, we could use that to store things. And then I was like, well, I'll paint Jack and Sally on it.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
He recycles garbage and you eat garbage, Jason. Jason eats out of the garbage.
Not true. No. I ate one thing
saying
off the top of the garbage.
That's garbage.
A la
garbage,
George Costanza.
It's
and I'll
garbage.
never hear the end of it. All right. So here's also more like another shot of some more of your kid collection, which is, again, great to see. Rubber Chicken. We love that.
That was a birthday gift for my 60th birthday from one of my friends.
That's awesome. That is so cool.
And I have a full-size Crypt Keeper, so that, sits in his lap.
And the Crypt, I wish, does the next one show it more? The Crypt Keeper painting right above that is awesome. And then I want to get
I've got it right here in the room.
Right behind him.
Okay, yeah. Up there.
Yeah.
And then.
No, this is a brand new one. That first one, I sold, I redid it.
Yeah, let's see those.
So.
There we go. Cool. Dude, that's beautiful.
Yeah, looks just like me, right?
Oh, man. Where'd you go to, did you go to art school? You just paint on your own?
Yeah, I went to the American Academy of Art downtown, and I worked in the printing industry for 20 years.
Okay.
Some of the most stressful work you'll ever want to do. Then lost my job and worked for 10 years in the industrial construction business. And I was the type of guy that a screwdriver was vodka and orange juice, so did that for 10 years. And then the church offered me a job. And I've been working at the church now. I'm 9 years on that. So,
Wow. What
yeah.
print shop
And
were
like
you
I
at?
say, I work at a church and I do all kinds of horror artwork and stuff.
What print shop were you at? Where was that at?
Uh,
I can edit.
the one, they actually made cardboard boxes, is the way you guys would term it. But we did all the artwork that would print on boxes or displays. And Cameo Container, I got the job back in 1984.
Wow. Okay.
So I worked for them for, gosh, I want to say it was about 12 to 15 years. And then went to Oshkosh Engraving, was my next one. And I've never been happier than to be out of the printing business. So it is just, yeah, it's crazy.
So
Mike-
Crazy.
I'm looking at your stuff, and I got to ask you a question. So when you got that Freddy Krueger kit, you got that first vinyl kit.
Yeah.
Did you look at it and go, how do you build this? I mean, what do you do with this?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd never experienced a vinyl kit before. Everything had always been styrene. So yeah, I was like, all right, they tell you got to weight it down. And you learn the importance of that if you never, weight down a kit. And so, yeah, it was just one of those. When I got it finished, I was like, this is the coolest thing in the world. I got to get more of these, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm sure other collectors that might watch this are all going to go, oh, yeah, I've got that disease.
Absolutely. We both do. So,
Yeah.
I'm looking, I see the Menagerie, Tony McVeigh creature bust in there.
Yeah, that one whole cabinet is nothing but the creature from the Black Lagoon.
The
So we'll get
Horizon
back to that.
creature, obviously, which is to me one of the best creature kits out there.
Mhm.
The Horizon kit.
ooh, let me get. I'm getting.
You know,
there
you're
we go.
you're missing you're missing one though.
Oh no! Here we go. Here we go.
He's missing the big Galuna to go with the big Frankie.
Oh well, Scott's working on the big Galuna, supposedly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be 3D printed, but it's coming.
Wow. Big Frankie was fun. That was another fun one. Yeah, it was one of those you saw in your Famous Monsters of Filmland magazine, and I'd never seen that. So when they I guess, cast it or whatever, that's when I got a chance to get that guy. So
You know, when I got back into collecting Aurora kits, back around, I want to say it was about 84, 85, maybe 83 even. I don't know. Anyway, I started to do some research, and when they told me there was a Godzilla and King Kong in a car, I never knew those existed.
Yeah.
The Thronester and the go-kart. I knew the other four existed from the old Famous Monsters issues, but I never knew that those two existed. And then people kept saying, Big Frankenstein, Big Frankenstein. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then someone showed me a picture, and I remembered the ad. And it was $5 at the time.
Yeah.
And you'll never find a sealed one because I don't think they ever sealed them. I think they just taped them. So if you ever found an original, it was, as a matter of fact, I owned an original, not in the box, but I did own an original for a while.
Yeah. Did you ever get the Frankenstein and Godzilla cars?
So I'm probably one of the, well, I don't want to say one of the few people because I'm learning that there's more, but at one point, when I got back into this, I wanted all the original superheroes because the emblems were molded in the plastic, which is what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I started finding those, and then I realized they were worth money. I was like, crap, because then you can't build. So then from there, I went to Glow Monsters because it was like the thin box monsters were too much money. They were the same kit.
Yep.
So I got a collection of Glow Monsters, but I wanted the monsters on the rods. So I got the four, I want to say easier ones. They weren't cheap. And I got a King Kong Thronester, and at the time I paid $1,200 for it. From I don't know if you remember, this guy had lists out John F. Green. And I made resin recasts of it back in the day. And then from there, some guy contacted me with a Godzilla's go-kart, and he said, do you want to cast this? I've got a build-up, but you can take it apart and cast it. I don't want to touch it. If you want to take it apart, I'll cast it. So then I ended up casting that, and then I ended up buying it from him, the original, which over time I sold divorce is a beautiful thing, so you end up selling a lot of stuff. But so thank goodness for like polar lights and stuff. So yes, I did at one point get them all, and but see, I originally started out just Aurora. That's all I wanted.
Mhm.
And then I got pulled into this garage kit mess, and $30,000-$40,000 later.
Yeah, the resin kits are expensive.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. I didn't get a whole lot of those. Again, that was back to the eBay days when you might be able to get a deal on it. Mad Lab models. I loved the caricatures of
Oh,
all
the
the
tiny
famous
terrors.
monsters.
Yes.
Yeah, I love those. I've got a few of them, but you know,
I've got that was so the first Wonderfest I went to. I bought about 10 of those.
Well, hold on. Do you know what Wonderfest is, Keith?
I was getting there.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So I think I probably have about half of them. But Mike, and I don't know if you know this, Mike's no longer with us. The gentleman that was he's a friend, he turns it he's a friend of ours. And just he was such a good guy. And yes, they were fun. And see, you don't watch the podcast, so I don't know if you know. I had his Godzilla scanned. And
all on the up and up.
All on the up and up,
Yeah.
with his widow's
widow's approval. So Scott's going to be re-releasing some of them, yeah.
And this is one printed at normal size. But what we did,
I've got that one. I love that one with the squash.
You don't have this one because here's what we did.
Yeah.
We put Mike with his guitar and his sculpting tool on the foot instead of the globby goop of a guy.
Yeah.
And this is one printed at normal size. I've printed big now.
Ooh,
this particular one. Okay. So so we've got that. That was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into the reason why you're here, which is your fantastic buildup. And I'm going to put this on the screen. We're going to kind of talk back and forth. First of all, this thing's great. And so thanks for sharing it with the world. And I know some people will say, well, it looks, colors aren't right. This isn't supposed to be that way. It's a little like, for me though, there's something so, I don't know how to say this, so refreshing to see someone be so loose with paint, if that makes sense. And to have, and I've kind of cropped out some things that I want people to see, because people, I think, get so hung up on trying to make it look photorealistic and make things look exactly like how it's supposed to be. But you captured the essence of those Life magazine pictures that were colorized near perfectly. And and it's done in such a nice painterly way, like I said before, that I wish more people would kind of free themselves up and be a little more free with colors and things. So I want to first just, what is your go-to brand of paints? When you sit down to paint a kit, what are you using these days?
The cheap little 2-ounce bottles of acrylic paint that you can get at any hobby store.
So that's good information to know.
All of my painting is done with those.
Really?
Even all my canvases. Yeah. Lately I've been at Menards and they've got tubes of acrylic. I had to paint something for the church, a cookie monster. And I was like, these are kind of nice paints. So I've been using those too for some of my stuff. So
wow.
But yeah, just cheap paint. If you saw my brushes, you'd cringe. I have some good brushes. I don't use them often. But yeah, some brushes is like, oh, this is perfect for dry brushing, kind of thing. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And you got to have your toothbrush for, when you want to get, yep, you got it.
Yep. So I'm going to put these a little bigger, take us off. And we'll kind of talk over it. Now, Keith had no idea he was going to be on the show. So we have no in progress pictures and that's totally okay. So when you tackled it, first of all, who made this kit, Scott? I have it upstairs.
Why don't you ask Keith? How do I got to know all the answers?
Mobeus models.
A Mobeus kit.
This is the original Mobeus. I have it upstairs. Yeah. I was going to bring it down, but I forgot. Was it hard to build for people? Were there any little issues that you ran into along the way in building it?
No. these last number of years, the new styrene kits that are coming out are just amazing. You know, no issues at all.
Okay.
Putting these, I mean, everything just, it almost like snaps together. It's that easy. It's funny. I just had a guy that we became friends. He saw this picture on the site, and he's building the Aurora King Kong, if you will. And he's got like a big old slot right where the butt is. And he's like, Keith, did you have this on yours? And I took a picture of the back end of King Kong, and I was like, no. I go, I can tell where I puttied it, but I go, I don't think it was that big. And he goes, I know I've got it all put together right. Yeah. And his wife was telling him use it as a bank, just put the coins in there.
So there were 2 Aurora kits that had a horrible issue. That was one. And the creature was the other one. The way the belly went into the legs. Okay. You had to be really careful how you fit that all together. And then, of course, the big ridge on the head of the creature, that's always one of my favorites too. But it's yeah.
Yeah.
But some of those Auroras did not go together great. I will say that. And King Kong is one of them. So
like I said, the new kits nowadays are great.
Yeah.
They really go together well. So
now, have you picked up
the problem is finding room for them.
Have you picked up the X Plus one?
I was just going to say.
The Revenge of the Creature, or no?
Yes, I've already got that finished. Yeah, it's in the cabinet.
Cool.
So.
Mine's sitting in a box right there. It's not
funny thing is, so's mine.
It's so weird to meet someone who actually paints these days since I've been on the magazine. So
you know what it brings you, for me, it's like, this is what gives me peace and joy and happiness, man. It's like, and some days, man, you got to have it. I need it.
Oh, yes.
He works in a church, but he's got to come home and paint monsters for people to have to,
Hey, if you dealt with some of the people I did with, you'd understand.
So have you been to Wonderfest, I guess is my question.
No, I haven't been. I've been to many of the horror conventions, and and then last year my daughter and I went to a Halloween convention. So that was
where was that at? Where was
where that was, I'm trying to think. It was over in by O'Hare.
Okay.
In that area. But it was, for me it's cool because then I also build full-size things that I put out in my front yard for Halloween. So
I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to drive by.
Yeah, you live less than 5 minutes away. You need to come by.
Yeah. Oh
and you need to come up and go see the studio so you can actually check it all
see
out.
My stuff too once I get someone to clean the house.
Say it a little louder so you have a black eye tomorrow.
I don't think she's home. So I think the other big reason I wanted to show this, because you handled something, I think, and it's one of the reasons I haven't painted it yet. It's still sitting in the box, and it's the paisleys on our shirt. That I was like, it's always like, I look at the picture and I go, I'm going to have to paint paisleys. I'll put that back in. And then I just keep going on. But you did it. So when we get to that, I want to make sure we hit that and make sure we know how you did it. So when you looked at, why did you choose to go with this color scheme?
Because that was authentic to the movie.
Okay.
That was, trust me, I did not want to. I looked at that and I was like, oh God, that's going to be a nightmare to paint that. And I kept trying to find a photograph that would justify me not doing it. And I was like, the perfectionist in me was like, you're going to have to bite the bullet and do it.
So for people who don't, I've pulled up the still that this model is basically based on. Yeah. You see her shirt, you see the shorts, it's that picture. And then when you choose the red lips, this is where I saw some controversy in there. Yeah. I want to talk about that. Why the red lips?
Okay. Yeah, some of that, if you look at any of the promotional posters
which I also have on the screen now while you're talking. So
you notice he's got red lips.
Yeah.
There's even a probably, retouched photo that was a color rendition of the creature of the Black Lagoon. And it's like, all right, well, these are the colors. That was when you notice that there's red in his hands.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, I never kind of noticed that before. So those little like pads, if or whatever that is, yeah, I was like, those need to be read. Um, and then my other thing I always like to do, I used to have an aquarium with fish, and you notice that they shine. So I thought metallics would look kind of cool for some of the fins around his head and between the fingers and the feet. So
And if you
Well,
go
if you
like
look at
yeah,
those old
go ahead,
color
Scott.
photos, there are
I would
gold
go with like a
highlights.
copper and brass
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah.
Yeah,
And I
totally.
thought, in the Sea World, yeah, that's kind of the way that stuff is, and it makes it pop kind of thing. So yeah.
So in your initial post, I saw people getting all over you for the red lips. And I'll let you say it. What was their reasoning while saying, because what were they saying that why they
Well,
shouldn't
like
be red?
Riku, yeah, well, they claim like Riku Browning, who did all the underwater parts of it, and Ben Chapman, who did all the above, on land, if you will. They said, oh yeah, they talked to these people, and yeah, the lips were never read on the costume. So, and I was like, well, I'm just going by the stuff I can find.
So, and you know what? That may be totally true.
Yeah.
Because when you film, and just like for Frankenstein's monster and for all that stuff, you're working with black and white. So you change the colors to match the black and white. It doesn't matter what it looks like in color then. So in my opinion, and Scott will tell me when I'm wrong, always, the Life magazine promo stills of the colored suit is what they envisioned it should look like in color. Because they had that's what they were saying this would have looked like. If it was in color in the movie, this is what it would have been. And so for people to say, oh no, Ben Chapman said his lips, it doesn't matter what it was in black and white. This is your document that says this is what the filmmakers envisioned. And this is kind of what it's supposed to be.
Anybody ever met Ben? No, there's nothing wouldn't come out of Ben's mouth. So he was
Well,
a trip.
and that's interesting because, like, I've painted Frankenstein monster a number of times, and sometimes I've gone with the greenish kind of gray, as they claimed the makeup was. But then there are times I've thought, no, if you're a dead person, I watch enough horror movies that it's like, no, it would have been very pale flesh, and so I've gone that route with the veins, more enhanced coming out of the skin. So, and I like those better because it looks a little bit more realistic. So, but it's like I can embrace either one.
Yeah.
I'm having palpitations. I think I'm having palpitations.
Explain, Scott.
Yeah, come on, explain yourself.
There's a group of these East Coast guys that always paint the monster flesh colored. And I understand the reason. Okay. But I just grew up so much of the green Frankenstein that now over time I've seen some like undead yellowish greens and stuff like that look really, really good. But I just can't get behind the flesh Frankensteins. I just can't. And I don't like the black King Kongs either. And when I say black King Kongs, let's clarify before we're picketed. Okay. The colored black King Kongs. Okay. It just doesn't look right to me. I always envision him kind of brown for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go with the yawning.
Personal preference. It's a personal
Are
preference.
we keeping you up, Scott?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, but that's okay. It's Jason. As soon as I look at him,
Did you work your one day this week? Is that, or is it
your
two?
jealousy? Green is not good on you. Okay, your envy green is not good.
He works at the Ford plant one day a week and pretends like it's
Twice.
the worst thing in the. Twice. Sorry,
jerkweed. I'm retired. Okay,
I'm envious. Now I'm green.
No, I'm green. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, and it's just one of those weird things with me with certain things. Now, like you guys say, Godzilla is gray. Godzilla is gray. but yet I've seen tinges of green and stuff painted in there that look really good. So I've got one on my shelf that I painted, and it's got green in it because I saw a paint up of one that I really liked. I said, I want to paint mine like that. I like that. So
Yeah.
it's the last thing I painted 20 years ago, but
All right, let's
On my
get into
Godzilla
that.
card, he's a little bit more green.
That is
So,
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I think if it's more of a cartoonish kind of thing, then I tend to lean more towards the green
Yeah.
for Godzilla. So,
All right, let's get into the paint up a little bit. So, what for like base coat? Work your way up from how you started with the creature himself.
all right. Yeah. So just regular Krylon, white primer, after I've gotten all the putty and everything else done. And then I will go with the light green that I want. I'll do the whole thing. And then where the fins are, it's going to be a little bit darker underneath each like armor plate. So, and then I'll mess with that as I'm going. And after I feel like I've got my shadows right with all of the plating, I'll go back in and I like to take a little bit of yellowish green, mix that together, and I'll just lightly like touch that on some of the plates too to make them highlight. Um, his stomach area, if you will, that's always one. If you would see all of my creature models, some I've got light green there, and some I've actually gone with like a light blue with a light bluish white, and I just like it. You know, again, it's a black and white kind of deal, so it's like, well, I get to interpret it the way I want to, and
True.
yeah, Basil Gogos did a great job of painting monsters, and they weren't always authentically the right
True.
color. So yeah, that was kind of how that went. And then when it came to her, yeah, for that top, um, the easiest way to do it was I went down with the pink first. I found the right color for that. Did the whole thing, that way. Then the all the white, I literally just hand painted each one of those little spots. And then came back with the finest like Sharpie type ink pen I could get to do the paisley.
Ah,
'Cause
okay.
there was no way in the world I was going to get a paintbrush to, yeah, I'm not that good to do those little things on her. So yeah,
Very cool.
that's
So
how
Sharpie over the
ended up.
white. I like that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. I've done that before on models. Predator, he's got that netting
Yeah.
on him. Well, how the hell do you paint that? And not get black all over the body that you've painted. So yeah, that was one of the things I learned. It was like, actually with that one, I didn't use a Sharpie. I used an ink pen, not your Bic pen or anything, an artist ink pen. And that way because a regular like Sharpie or something else may stop working on you.
Yeah.
But if you use like a professional art ink pen, the ink goes on perfect. So
Wow. Okay. Good to know.
little
So here's the little things that I really like. So I've kind of cropped some pictures and zoomed in a little bit on some things. So his leg, and I'm going to put this full screen so people can see it. In little random areas, there's little dashes of like an orange color or like a red.
Yes.
And I think most people would say, "Oh, that's a mistake. That's not supposed to be there." But it sets everything off so nicely. Like it breaks up that green that I think if people just paint, your green with your dry brush, it's just green. And to throw those little dabs of color in there, while maybe not screen accurate, it fits wonderfully. And it just kind of sets off. And it's the same thing with how you did the rocks. Because most people, Scott, what do most people do with rocks?
Paint them gray.
Gray.
They paint them gray. So, and if you look very carefully at those rocks, you've gone in and kind of stippled and sponged on white, green, other algae kind of colors to kind of break them up and just kind of did that brown in there. And it's just, I think people might say, "Oh, it doesn't." But when you like just look at it as a whole and on a shelf, it comes together. It's almost like like pointillism in a way, where you have all these little dots of color, but when you look at it as a whole, it just works. And I think it's exquisite in part.
Well, thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
That comes down to what you got to do is, I've done this before. I'll walk out to a tree to look at the bark. How does the color really work?
Another one of my pet peeves. What color is the tree bark?
Tree bark is typically more of a grayish.
Yes, thank you.
Yes,
thank you.
Yeah.
I see these guys painting brown trees, and I'm like, stop it.
No. Okay. You can put that down as your base, but then dry brush with a grayish kind of, because most trees out there, you go out there, that's not brown bark, that's gray bark on it.
Yeah.
So that's what I like to do. I will like to look at actual things. And Jason, as you were talking about like the little things of color in there, again, that came back to what is it like in nature. A fish has got, you'll see that if the light hits it right, some of the scales will give off a different kind of color. So it's like, to me, that just made it more authentic to what the environment was going to be like. So.
And just real quick, his eyes, which color, what made you go with those colors for his eyes?
Well, it's one of those too where, I'm looking at the kid as I'm talking to you. Yeah. It's one of those where, you're trying to get it. I'm looking at artwork that, others had done before, and, you're watching the movie and it's like, all right, well, yellow is going to stand out good if I do that. That'll make it pop. And then the red, there's got to be some red in there.
Yeah.
It's a monster. So every time I've done the creature, yellow and red are always key with a little bit of black in there.
I'm just looking at her hair. Do you do a lot of wet blending, or is it while the paint's like you would do with a painting? Or do you dry brush a lot of that stuff on there?
A lot of my stuff is dry brushed.
Okay.
If I don't like the way it's going real quick, and that's the beauty of acrylic, you'll have to work fast. Because if you water it down, it's not gonna, all the white of the primer is gonna keep coming through. So, but if you're working quick, then you can throw another color in there. But the dry brush, it's a key component of everything I've ever painted. So
very cool. Well, thank you so much. You want to hold that up again so people get a sense of scale for people that have not seen?
Sorry, the lighting's not great in here, but
there it is. It's really yours.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes. See the paisley? And those cute little eyes.
She stuck her boob right in the case.
Oh, wait, move up a little bit. My crop isn't showing it. There we go. Yeah.
I forgot he's divorced.
But man, seriously, this has been a joy just to even know there's someone in town that likes the same stuff. This is fantastic.
Go to Wonderfest.
Yeah, go to Wonderfest. Yes. We've been having a barbecue the last couple times for the podcast and inviting everybody in. You're welcome to come to that too. And it's great to know Homewood has another garage kit person. It's so weird.
Yeah, but, like I said, you've got to come swing by sometime.
Oh, for sure. And over here too.
You'll fall in love when you get in there and see all the kits.
Yeah.
The photos don't do it justice because you can't get up close to them. So
very cool.
Yeah. Wait till you see Jason's Fisher Price collection.
Oh, that's we have a very nice mixture of things in our house.
Come on, I'm not evil, Keith.
Yeah, well,
I'm mischievous.
Before we go, what are you working on next? Anything in the progress shoot?
Actually, all my model kits are done right now. I have none to be built. But
what?
I've actually been doing a lot of canvases. They don't take up as much space, and I've been selling quite a number of them. So I was published 4 times last year in magazines.
Congratulations.
And
that's great to hear.
Sound Growler Brewing out here by us in Tinley Park.
I love Sound Growler.
They're going to feature me. I was featured there in October of last year and the year before. Did a number of paintings that sold there. And then
what was the thing going on there?
They feature an artist for the month.
Oh, okay. Oh, up on the wall. Okay, I know it. Okay.
Yeah, on that one wall. And it 2 years ago, it was a young girl that I went to church with. She's an adult now. She just had her kid. And she was like, Keith, would you like to be the featured artist of the month? And I was like, so I brought my paintings over and I go, would I be worthy of being in here? And she's like, are you kidding? You're the best artist we've ever had in here. And I was like, dang, okay. So it
So,
did well. And then last year, somebody dropped the ball and they go, do you have enough inventory to do it again? I was like, yeah. So, and then the soonest they could get me in was going to be April of this year. So April in Tinley Park at Sound Growler, my artwork will be on
I will
display.
definitely go. It's funny, the church people going to the doom metal bar.
Oh, and trust me, I had some old people that are like, we want to see your paintings. I'm like, oh, they play heavy metal in there and it's real heavy metal. And I go, just pay attention to the paintings and get
Yeah.
some good food and a beer. You know,
Oh my
you'll
gosh.
enjoy.
Well, it's one of those
Yeah.
places that plays all that "kill your mother, kill your father" music.
Yes, yeah.
Jason likes. Yeah.
He always says that, but it's anyway. So
Jason has the worst taste
they're
in
super
music.
nice
I have the
people.
best taste in music. Get the hell out of here. We're not having this conversation again. If
Worst.
people want to get a hold of you to buy a painting or get something like, what should they do?
I do have an Etsy account now. My Big Monster Life.
Okay.
Yeah. That would be the one
All
way.
right.
And yeah.
We'll put a
So-
link up down in the comment in the
Yeah.
description down
Yeah.
below. And
Yeah.
This has been awesome. It's so great
right.
to meet you.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
Thanks.
to meet you guys.
Yeah.
Had fun.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't stop smiling the whole time we were talking.
I'll
so-
do when you get to actually talk to people that like the same stuff. This is usually how it goes, and it's a good smile. So.
Exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
man! All right, thanks for joining us, man.
All right. All right. Take care, guys.
That was Keith Piepenbrink, everyone. Thanks for. We found somebody new. I think this is like we might have a best friend in the area that we could do some hobby hangouts with once in a while.
Good, so you'll leave me alone.
No, I won't leave you alone. I'll bring him to your house so you can look at your boxes. But thank you, Keith, for joining us. That was awesome. Can't wait to see your show over at Sound Growler. And again, if people want to reach out, all his information will be down below. You want to buy a painting? There you go. We have voicemails, emails, and corrections coming up. Scott, we got some voicemails, but once again, I'm skipping them because they weren't that funny again. And they were the same. Come on. Voicemails. If people want to leave us a voicemail with an actual question or something to talk about, not just something funny, but an actual, question, something would be, great to see. That would be 708-816-4299. We'd love to hear from you. Let's try and, let's class up the joint a little bit. Let's use the phone number for good and not for comedy. 708-816-4299.
Leave the comedy to me.
Yeah, leave the comedy to Scott. Let's try and get some good, solid questions in on the voicemail this episode. Not comedy. Everyone, try it. All right? Not everyone, because I can't answer 1,600 voicemail. There's that. If you want to send us an email, modelclubtv@gmail.com, and we will get to that question just like we're about to get to this email from Mike Ziamba. Hello, Jason and Scott. I had sent an email earlier, but it must have been lost in cyberspace. I think it was lost on my printer. I forgot to bring it down. I recently purchased... Dude, you cursed my mouth today. I recently purchased a set of paints from ICM. They are produced in the Ukraine. I think it's just Ukraine. They are produced in Ukraine, so I thought I would give them a try and give some support to Ukraine. The set contains 80 bottles, and the size of the bottles are 12 milliliter. Although I have to admit, most of the bottles I have opened were only half filled, so not sure I'm getting the full 12 ml. The set ran around $120. Was curious if anyone else in the garage kit world has tried these paints. So we're talking about ICM paints. So if anyone has tried them, leave us a voicemail about it. Okay.
Or send us an email.
What?
Or send us an email.
Or send us an email. Yeah, either one. So they cover pretty well. Maybe not quite as good as Proacryl, though. On another note, as it pertains to Wonderfest, last year was the first time I attended the event in close to 20 years. Life always seemed to get in the way. I purchased quite a few kits at the show, but the majority were from producers I bought from throughout the year, i.e. Pestilence, Dave Horvath, and Blackheart. The only quote-unquote new dealer was the one who had the steampunk Wizard of Oz models, so it was worthwhile from that perspective. Who's that? Is they talking about Jussie?
I don't know. Maybe
New to him, like maybe new. Yeah. So it was worthwhile from that perspective. The rest of the dealers, with a few exceptions, were 3D printed models, which are fairly easy to acquire without having to be at the show, and quite a bit of duplicates. I agree with some of the 3D printed models are a bit difficult to put together and paint. It would be nice if 3D producers tried putting their kit together and painting it before sending out the file. Maybe it would open their eyes to some of the problems we're experiencing. I guess I'm a bit old school as I prefer the hand sculpted in clay and cast resin kits to 3D. Some of the 3D kits I have purchased are very brittle, and I wonder how they will stand up over time. A few of the models have started to sag. I was still on the fence about attending this year, but I've made the reservation and will likely come for the Friday workshop and head home on Saturday afternoon. Last year I drove down from Jersey, which was close to 11 hours. This year I will fly. How to bolster attendance. So this goes with our discussion from last week. It would be great if we had someone like David Fisher, Joe Ladati, Paul Cipriano. I think he means, is there a Paul Cipriano?
No.
Oh, he means Tony. Tony Cipriano or Jeff Yeager give a program at Wonderfest. I would bet the room would sell out in a flash. How to get the younger generation involved in the hobby? I wish I had a good suggestion. I do know here in New Jersey, Gundam models are very popular along with the likes of Warhammer. Thanks for keeping Models Club TV going strong, and I would vote to keep it at 2 times a month, as you suggested. Do one live and the other one of the guests when feasible. I enjoy seeing what's in the bin of Scott's collection that could always be an episode when needed. Regards, Mike Ziamba. Yes, all good points. We haven't done a what's in the bin in a while. Scott?
Yes.
Can I come over?
We'll see. I'm actually, although I have my inventory, I want to tweak it a little bit. So I think what we might do is maybe a multi-part, and yeah, you'll get some repeat of what's in there, but go through the entire collection.
Okay. Oh boy.
You know what I mean? So
film you redoing the spreadsheet. Oh, which we haven't talked about in a while.
No, I mean, I'll have the spreadsheet with me, but what I want to do is tweak my spreadsheet so my rack has basically 3 levels. Okay. And so there's 2 racks. So basically I go 1 ABC, 2 ABC. Okay. Just to narrow it down a little more for finding something if I want to. Or when I drop dead, for you to be able to come in and pillage what you need. Okay.
All right. Good call. We have a song to play, but I'm going to say this with a caveat. And Buford T. Bigfoot, don't take this in the wrong way. We're starting to figure out, I think they were AI songs. And it makes my heart shrink a little more. If that's the case. I am going to be moving. I'm going to go back to the old song for the end because I got some feedback and I kind of understood where they were coming from. The old song was a nice, calm kind of end to the show, which I think we're going to stick with. We're going to use the song on live streams after we do the normal intro to kind of amp up the live stream. So when we do our live streams, Scott and I, we will be using the song there. That being said, we have another song that was for episode 110. I have not listened to it. We will listen to it. I don't know how long it is. So here we go. The song from, and wait, one more preface. We don't need any more songs sent in.
Yeah, thanks, Bill, but no.
I think we're good. Well, I don't think we need any more. We're good. We're good. All right, here we go. Buford T. Bigfoot Band, episode 110. Thank you, Buford. Thank you, bro. Man. Thank you, Buford T. Bigfoot.
Looking back at the days we began, Model Club TV on this this wonderland. Creation spark flying out of our hands. Jason and Scott making big plans. 110 episodes strong. Model Club TV where we all belong. Cheers to the dream that never goes wrong. Rolling on, still singing our song. Model Club TV, the place to be. Jason and Scott bringing the energy. From the first to the 110, here we go again, my friends. We sculpt, we paint, laugh and create. Every episode worth the wait. Living the passion, embracing the fate. Model Club TV, ain't it great? The models hit the kids, the endless delight. Covered in glue and working all night. Model Club TV shining so bright. Staying true, keeping it tight. Model Club TV, the place to be. Jason and Scott bringing the energy. From the first to the 110, here we go again, my friends, my friends. Model Club TV, the place to be. Jason and Scott bringing the energy. From the first to the 110, here we go again, my friends. Here we go again, my friends. My friends. My friends.
All right. So there's a bit of controversy. People are saying it's an AI song. I need to know, Buford, is it, or are you actually, because those lyrics, there's some real written lyrics in there. It's not a Bill song where it's the same two words over and over again.
Bill only knows 2 words.
Oh, okay. So I need to know, Buford, are you performing these or have they been AI generated with your lyrics? I need to know. Okay.
Gotta know.
I gotta know. Thank you to Keith Piepenbrink for being here. I made a new friend today, I think, and it'll be good to have him at the barbecue.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah. Scott doesn't like me that much. Scott and I talked about the barbecue. Probably going to do it again. We'll see. So keep that in your brains. We're talking about it again. Look for that date for the Harryhausen exhibit. That will be coming shortly. And we'll see everybody on the 30th. And I'll see you next week with Brian's Model and Movie.
Sorry. You'll see him when?
Next week.
No. The
When?
date.
Who?
What month is it?
Oh. It's Black History Month. It's February? It's February. Oh, that's right. It's 28 days. Oh, crap. We have extra. Oh, no. We have to come up with another episode that quick. All right.
We need to start getting our painters, and maybe we could do that.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll shoot for that. All right. We'll see everybody next time. Great gallery this episode. Bye, everybody. Say goodbye, Scott.
Bye. I give it the wave. Dick.
should sit up and look like you care for once about this. That might be nice. All right, episode 110.
Got my Johansson University shirt on.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere where you should have went.
Where'd you stretch out the neck hole on that thing?
Guess I did. Yeah, I guess I didn't
Oh,
realize
the
that.
sweater. That Seinfeld episode's the great. You're gonna stretch out the neck hole with your big head.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Let me test my
An
buttons.
old thing.
Oh, why is this?
I don't care. So yesterday, Joanne gets on me about vanity, right? The fact that I have none, like I could care less. Okay. So last night, Trixie's sitting in here and I hear my phone go off like there's motion. So I look and there's a raccoon on my porch. So I can't let her out. So I lock her in the bedroom. I go out there to chase the raccoon away. So now I've chased the raccoon away. I'm standing there. And I decided, oh, my butt itches. So I got my hand in my pants, digging at my butt. And I'm like, I show this to Joanne this morning and I go, is this what you mean about vanity?
I just recorded all that. I might have to put it in.
So,
boy.
yeah, it was
Oh, boy.
pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Oh, boy. Do you have the video of this?
Hold on, watch me. There I go. All right, I'm chasing the raccoons. Hey, raccoons, get out of here, raccoons. What are you doing, raccoons? Ooh, I got a little itch. Yeah, let me get in there. Yeah, I got it.
Good grief. And I'm the weirdo for eating out of the garbage.
Why did he eat out of my ass? I scratched it. I had a little itch. Okay.
I didn't eat it out of my